Hi, thanks for tuning in today. Today I want to do a review of this King James Version Holman Ultrathin. This is the premium edition. What I've been doing is kind of trying to see how much I can pack into my Bible case with my Greek New Testament and one of those little, as a small lexicon that I've reviewed. I'll leave a link for it up there. But I'll give you a review of this, and then stay tuned throughout the video because I want to make some comparisons between this more expensive edition and one that is a cheaper one, which is bonded leather. You can pick it up for like, I don't know, $13 or $15, but it's got the same page layout. I'll do some comparisons between this one and that one, and so let's get into the review. So the first thing I noticed when I pulled this out is the smell. It just had a wonderful smell to it, a very nice leather smell. And I like the stitching here along the edge. I'm guessing this is a synthetic liner right here, but the leather's very soft and supple. And you'll notice on the inside of it here, it says goatskin leather. It's very nice, very soft, and what I like about this is obviously the size. I mean, this is very thin. It's a very thin Bible, and you'll notice that instead of gold gilding, this has silver gilding. As I said, I like the red stitching, and what they've done here is they've matched the two ribbon markers that it has. It's got a black and a red ribbon marker, but that red sort of matches that stitching there. I like that. This one, which I wasn't thrilled with, but it's actually cheaper to get it with the thumb indexing, which I'm not big on thumb indexing, but it's kind of growing on me, and I like how they did. They've got, for the Old Testament, black thumb indexes, and then for the New Testament, they've got the red. And this is also a very large print edition for a thin-lined Bible. And I'll try to leave the dimensions on the screen here. But for a thin-lined Bible, this has a very nice large print. Let's see. Yeah, so I think it's about a 10 or 10 and a half, something like that. Obviously, you're going to have a little bit of ghosting because the pages are, by design, very thin. But it's not too terrible. I've seen much worse. And they also try to do line matching so that the print on the opposite side of the page kind of matches up with what is on the the page you're looking at. So that kind of mitigates a little bit against the ghosting. So overall, I really like this. One of the drawbacks to this edition is, in my opinion, it does not have any of the alternative renderings in the margin, which some of those go back to the King James translators themselves. So I don't like that. But there are a lot of references. In fact, sometimes the references will spill on over into the lower part of the Bible. Not a whole lot of margin space, but this is just supposed to be, a very nice thin Bible. I like the raised the ribs on the back, very nice. Keeping with the gilding there, you've got silver along here. So overall, I'm very impressed with this. This is called I believe the edition of the King James Version that they use is what's called the Pure Cambridge edition. If you know anything about that, you may be interested in that. If you've never heard of that, it probably won't matter to you. But overall, I'm very much impressed with this. And like I told you, I want to give you kind of a comparison between this and the lower end edition of this. There's a concordance in the back, but let me grab the other one. This is the lower end. This is just in bonded leather. The one I have there is in genuine leather. And you can see kind of the difference. You can see that the bonded leather is much glossier It just, obviously it feels cheaper, but it doesn't feel horrible. I mean, you know, it's still gilded. One thing I failed to mention, as soon as this comes out of the box, I don't know why they do this. There's got to be a reason. This feels like kind of a plasticky liner, and this little portion right here was really stiff. And so when you get it right out of the box and you turn over to Genesis, it takes a little bit of breaking in for it to lay flat. And I kind of had to, you know, get a little bit aggressive with getting that pushed down so that it would lay flat in Genesis, but it will now. That's kind of mitigated by the fact that the back has a concordance and maps and things as far as laying flat. But anyways, there is a little bit of size difference between these two, and I will try to leave the ISBN numbers. And you can see the difference between these. Like I said, this is glossier. The print size, obviously, I have just opened this, so there's still some pages that are sticking together. And I do not know, I didn't notice this when I first opened this. You can see that little imperfection there. This is brand new. I did not buy it used. It's looking worse on the camera than it looks to my eyes. It kind of depends on what angle, but this is right from Christian Book. I could probably complain about that and they might redo it, but I think it's just a printer's error there. They've taken less time with this, but it's only like a $13 Bible. And why I bought this was honestly, man, this is going to sound horrible. I don't know how to say this exactly. This one costs quite a bit more, and I'm a little bit more careful with it. And this one's kind of more of just like an everyday, and I don't know what the word is, just one that you can kind of not worry as much about. Maybe that sounds horrible, but you know, this is one that if a page got torn or something in it, I wouldn't be quite as heartbroken. But anyways, this still needs to be broken in. It is both of these are a nice sewn binding. Reason why you're seeing this is just it hasn't been broken in. Like I said, I just basically have opened the box. This just has one ribbon marker, and the font size is smaller, as you would expect, but it's still very readable. This is probably about an 8, 8.5. It may go even as high as a 9, but definitely smaller than this one. Put them kind of side by side so you can see. But anyways, I just kind of want to do this review and kind of give you a feel for these two Bibles. For the price tag on this one, I think it's great. I mean, $13 for sewn binding, reference Bible, large print, ultra thin. The thickness on these two Bibles, I think, are going to be exactly the same. Yeah. If there's any difference at all, I'm going to say it's pretty minimal. So let's zoom out and just do a quick summary. So overall, I really like these for the price tag. This one I was able, you can find, I think it retails, like the retail price on this is like $120, $140. But I picked this up honestly for about $45. You just have to kind of look around a little bit, and I love it. I love the, it just smells great. I mean, this isn't an Allen Bible. This isn't even a Cambridge. But man, it's a nice Bible. It's a very, very nice Bible. Like I said, every time I open up my Bible case, you can smell the leather. Just beautiful. And this is, for the price tag on this one, this is great too. I like them because they have the same page layout. And honestly, this is kind of the one that if I left it out and, you know, just, it's going to take probably more abuse, honestly, than the, this one will probably take more abuse than this one, honestly. And that's probably a lot to do with the price tag. But anyways, I like these both. I wanted to share that with you. I figured, you know, I'd probably set this beside my bedstand or something, and pretty soon one of my kids was going to get at it. One of my kids would get at it, and it might suffer some abuse or something. And so I wanted to do a review of it before it suffered too much trauma. And also, this premium edition of it's just beautiful. I love it. If you're looking for a thin line Bible, these Holmans are really doing a great job. I would say I wish they would keep the translator's notes alternative translations in the center column. But you can't have everything you want in a Bible, even if you make your own. By making your own, I mean kind of designing your own. I've even done that. And there's always space constraints and other reasons why you can't just have everything that you want. But either way, these are great Bibles. I love them. So I really appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.